Oh shit. Hold on. Holy fuck. Um. Okay. Odd. The camera is all the way down there. Strange. Sorry guys. This is brand new to me. I am using a tablet to do this, and this is not working out very well. Okay. Camera's down here, and the camera should be up there. But for some strange reason, it's not. I don't quite understand this. Hold on. This is fucked up. This app is using full screen, home, back. I don't know, man. This is fucking weird. I don't quite understand what the fuck's going on here, guys. I just got a new iPad. Camera's down here, all the way down to the floor. Like, this is fucking awkward. I don't understand. Um, but yeah, this is very odd. Uh, don't quite understand what the fuck's going on here. The stream has turned out to be an absolute fucking shit fest. What the fuck? Alright, let's go to the live chat. Okay, got that open and everything. So if you guys want to leave comments or what have you, you can. But this is an absolute dumpster fire of a situation. Because when I look at the screen, the camera is right down there. Oh, right there. Wow, this is fucking weird as shit, guys. Absolutely fucking bizarre. Matt 87 Eagle says, TK says, what would please the AEW sickos? Putting two old bastards to fight over a belt that means jack shit. Okay, well, it was a decent match nonetheless. I will give them that, but to be quite frank with you, not really that big of a deal. Hard hitting match, I will give them that. But overall, not exactly what I would call a match that was necessary to be on the show. And I am not quite understanding this shit at all. So, I don't know. This is awkward. I'm like looking at the screen and it makes me look like I'm looking upwards. Don't quite get it. The show, let's just get down to it. I'll figure this out at another time because I ain't got time for this shit. I got things to do. Maddie7 Angel says, what waste of TV time, that's for sure. I honestly don't give two flying fucks. But yeah, this overall, this was a okay show, but not that great. It's whatever. They had the Hurt Syndicate out there pretty much telling people exactly what the deal is, what they're going to do, what their business is take titles, hurt people, and destroy people. Okay, great, wonderful, fantastic by the Hurt Syndicate and so forth. So, whoop-de-fucky-do. I honestly do not care. But it is what it is. And I don't particularly care for this all that much. I really like to know why the comments don't stay on the fucking screen as I'm doing this live stream. Like, I literally can't seem to uh, keep them showing for some stupid fucking reason. I don't know. Absolutely fucking stupid. I gotta figure this shit out before I do the next stream with this thing. This is absolutely stupid as fuck. But yeah, they pretty much broke down everything what they did. Swerve Strickland losing a fucking Bobby Lashley and so forth. So yeah, Swerve Strickland had a altercation with Max Caster. Boy, Swerve Strickland has really gone down the fucking toilet as of late. Hasn't done much of anything. And, yeah. Fantastic. But yeah, we get the Continental Classic. Just to give you guys a heads up, the Continental Champion, fucking Okada, who's been the champion all year long, has to be in the tournament, compete, and win the whole fucking thing to be crowned the Continental Champion while he is actually the Continental Champion. I find that to be completely retarded. To be quite frank with you guys, I think that the match should be determine the number one contender to face Okada after the tournament's over, face Okada for his title, and then Okada defends it and either wins it, retains it, or loses it. And that's the way it should be booked, but unfortunately, that's not the case. So, I don't know. I really don't. I find that to be freaking retarded. But anyway, we got Mark Briscoe, Shelton Benjamin. Good match opener. I thought this was a good match. I enjoyed it. He gets 3 points. Mark Briscoe, of course, gets 0. MVP heads down to congratulate Benjamin on the win before they head back up the ramp. We cut to a video highlighting the Continental Classic events on AEW's tour before we go to a commercial break. Back at ringside, Tony Schiavone is on the stage as he welcomes the woman who is still the TBS Women's Champion after Full Gear. Out comes Mercedes Moné alongside Camille as the champion tells Chicago to say hello to their CEO. Tony talks about the Full Gear match and the praise it's received, which Mercedes is happy to hear about before taking the microphone. She says Chris Statlander gave her the hardest match of her career, but she is the greatest TBS Women's Champion of all time, and she will prove it even further. She even mentions that that Chris Statlander is one of the best that she's fought in this promotion, and she was very happy to stand alongside of her in the ring. Then she turns to Camille and she tries to fire her, but then she cuts her off and says, "You don't have to fire me. I quit." And that's basically how the whole thing goes. And she gets upset about it as well because of the fact that she didn't get a chance to actually fire her. Wow. Talk about narcissistic. Next we have the Ring of Honor World Championship match between Chris Jericho and Tomohiro Ishii. Guys, this match should have been on Final Battle for their Ring of Honor pay-per-view event. I don't understand how this match occurs on a Dynamite episode, but it did. It was a good match. I won't deny them of that. It was very repetitive of the same shit we see from Ishii. A lot of slaps to the face, slaps to the chest. The guy's hard hitting. I mean, you get in the ring with this guy, he's gonna hurt you. Whether the matches are scripted and everything, but still, you're getting that ring with him, you're guaranteed to walk out feeling sore. That's for damn sure. He does everything in his power to fucking hurt you, even though he may not win a match. And that's pretty much it. Jericho ends up winning this matchup with two um, Judas effects that he lands flush on Ishii and then finally picks up the W. Both of them bleeding, both of them very sore, red all over the place on their bodies and on their face. They were doing a lot of power slap in this match, which I don't understand. I thought this was a wrestling match, not power slap by Dana White, but apparently that was the case with that. Next, Jericho's students join him in the ring to celebrate the win before we cut backstage for some words from Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana. Swerve Strickland says that he does rebuilding well, addressing the pain he was dealt by Bobby Lashley, only to be interrupted by Max Caster, who mocks Swerve for losing at Full Gear. He makes passing reference to Swerve's house being set on fire by using a bar for his rap, which riles Strickland up enough to go after Caster before Nana pulls him away and beats the living tart out of him, and that's how that segment comes to a close. Matt A7 Eagle says, yeah, if it was on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, then we wouldn't have to watch it. Well, I mean, true. I mean, there's people that would possibly tune in. That's for the sickos. And I think the Ring of Honor World title belongs where it belongs, on Ring of Honor television or Ring of Honor pay-per-views. This match was equivalent to a pay-per-view Ring of Honor main event. I think this would have been very suitable for the pay-per-view. I don't know why this was on television. It wasn't really necessary to be on AEW Dynamite, to be perfectly honest with you, Matt A7 Eagle, but it is what it is. Back at ringside, Tony Schiavone welcomes Hangman Page to the ring after what went down at Full Gear. He addresses Page losing the match, attacking Daniels after that match, and attacked Jon Moxley before seemingly helping Christian Cage, but Page grabs the mic from him to interject. Pretty much mentions that if he ever encounters Daniels, he will knock him down and keep him down permanently. He also reveals as to why he did what he did during the main event, which was to help and made a deal with Christian Cage to help him cash in the championship opportunity, and then go ahead and win it so that Hangman Page could get first shots at the world title. Jay White interfered in that, fucked that all up for them, and he blamed it all on Christian Cage not being able to follow up on what they originally planned. So he blames that all on Christian Cage, of course. And on top of it, he says his ultimate goal is to become the AEW World Champion. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck they've been doing to Hangman Page, to be quite frank with you guys. I don't know what the fuck this is. But to be quite frank with you, it makes him look ridiculous. This brings out Jay White asking the crowd for some guns up in Chicago before asking Page to remind him what happened at Full Gear and then at Wrestle Dream. He reminds Page that he lost both of those matches to Switchblade, so if anyone is getting a shot at the world title, it's Jay White. And obviously, that's very true. He deserves it. But if Page needs another reminder, if 5 times is not enough, he'd be happy to give Adam another taste of the Blade Runner, only to be pulled off the apron by Pac. The trio's champion stares down Page in the ring, only for Hangman to be blindsided by Wheeler Yuta. Pac gets in the ring to join in the beatdown, but it's dropped with a Blade Runner by Jay, who enters the ring, forcing Pac out as Marina Shafir appears with the briefcase containing the world title. She attacks Page before Jay looks for a Blade Runner on Shafir, only to be blindsided by Moxley with a choke. He hands White over to Marina, who continues the damage, which they claim she's choking him out, but yet doesn't look like a chokehold to me. It looks pretty fucking awkward and bizarre, in my personal opinion. Matt A7 Eagle says the final last Saturday may not have made sense from a first glance, but it did set up. Hold on. It did set up possible challengers for Mox in the coming months, especially once that aren't mid-card bums. Well, great. Whoop-de-fucky-do. I honestly do not care. This personally does not seem like a very enjoyable show to me. I personally did not give a shit. This wasn't a big fucking deal to me. After the beatdown and everything else, we had the Continental Classic from the Gold League brackets. Ricochet and Claudio Castagnoli. Castagnoli picks up another W and gets 3 points. I just didn't care for this. We get a look back at Kyle Fletcher defeating Will Ospreay at Full Gear before heading backstage to hear from Fletcher and Don Callis. Callis talks about the decimation of Will Ospreay before Fletcher chimes in about the Continental Classic, giving himself another chance to prove himself when he's in action this Saturday on Collision. Okay? Like, nobody's fucking watching that. People are going to be watching Survivor Series who's actually interested in pro wrestling. So, excuse me, AEW, for I do not care. Honestly. I don't give two flying shits. Back at ringside, Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom come to the ring to address what MJF did to Roderick Strong at Full Gear and promising to beat him up himself. This brings out Kyle O'Reilly, who tells Adam to let things go differently this time, to let Kyle fight MJF. Cole says he can't let his friends fight his battles for him anymore, but O'Reilly insists he's not doing it for Adam, he's doing it for Roddy. We're interrupted by MJF on the screen, playing a piano before telling them no thanks. He then talks about Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal coming up before playing them out with this theme on a piano. Cole responds to this by declaring himself for the Battle Royal, following Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know what the Dirty Dozen Battle Royal has to do with anything. I don't know if this crowns a number one contender for the world title or anything like that, but whatever. So I guess we get a taste of what Adam Cole's gonna have, being able to get revenge on MJF. I don't know what kind of fucking revenge this is. Again, like, this is completely opposite than what it should be, but it should be MJF getting revenge on Adam Cole, but we can't make sense around here apparently, so who the fuck cares? Anyway, moving on. Alright, so we get a look at the brackets for the Wrestle Dynasty International Women's Cup qualifier, in which the winner will represent AEW at the match set for January 5th back at ringside. Jamie Hayter makes her way to the ring for our next match between Queen Amanita and Jamie Hayter, and Queen Amanita ends up being with Jamie Hayter getting the W here and walk away victorious. Do I care? Absolutely not. Does anyone give a shit? No. Is anyone going to watch the fucking cross-promotional Forbidden Door in Japan? Probably not. I mean, it should be interesting, but am I going to go out of my way to watch it? Probably not. More than likely. I won't. Anyway. Celebration is cut short when the lights go out, possibly signaling the arrival of Julia Hart, but to no avail, leaving an angry Jamie Hayter as we cut away. So, wonderful. We get an interview with Mina Sharakowaya. Mina, who says she say the betrayal from Mariah May was coming. She calls May selfish, saying if that's the real Mariah May, then she can introduce her to the real Mina. This brings out the women's world champion, who blindsides Mina with a vicious beatdown before saying she wants Mina. And she also hits her upside the head with a bottle this time that actually connects and isn't seen or anything like that. So we end up having her pretty much going ahead and getting the exact way that we were supposed to see it at the pay-per-view, and it looked like a complete and absolute clusterfuck completely. We cut away from to a graphic revealing the pair will face off at Winter's Coming for the AEW Women's World Title, and followed by a recap of Daniel Garcia winning the TNT Championship that nobody fucking cared about. He'll be facing Okada in a champion versus champion match in the Blue League action for the Continental Classic this Saturday in Collision. Great way to book two champions and put them on a show that nobody's going to fucking watch, practically. Kudos to you guys. You're doing great. Fucking morons. This match should be on fucking Dynamite. Instead, we're putting it on Collision. Makes tons of sense. Wow, that was a notification on my tablet. That JD's review for AEW Dynamite's coming on now. Anyway. Okay. So, the last thing is Darby Allin going up against Brody King. Brody King gets the victory. Claudio Castagnoli was looking to go ahead and attack Darby Allin after the match was over. Darby Allin gets back-to-back losses. And we're seeing him at the pay-per-view this past Saturday literally killing himself with his own car, crashing into another vehicle that the Death Riders were riding in. And is acting as if he's going to get a world title down the road. I highly doubt that's going to take place. But hey, I could be wrong. I think this was absolute boredom. Not really caring for this. Thought this was whatever. And yeah, I pretty much only cared about what I was doing on basketball. Walked away with a nice chunk of change, about $49, almost $50 on a 3-leg parlay. Did pretty well. So I'm pretty happy about that. After a 2-day loss skid, I was kind of going down the tubes. Thankfully, I managed to get a big win here and improve my profit for the month. I'm over $140. So I got about 2 units worth for the month so far. And I still got Thanksgiving football, which I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And got 3 games to be able to work out some profit out of those. And then on top of it, I got the entire Saturday on WWE Survivor Series, which I'm going to bet on. So I'm doing pretty well betting-wise this month. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Survivor Series. Fuck AEW Collision. Fuck AEW, period. I honestly am just doing the review because it's part of World of Wrestling. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. It's one of the bigger promotions in the United States, and people are very well aware of it. It's more mainstream than a TNA Impact show or New Japan Pro Wrestling type of show. So that's my reasoning for doing AEW. But to be quite frank with you guys, I wouldn't give 2 flying shits to do any more reviews for AEW if this shit continues. Because I hope it changes, but to be quite frank with you guys, I'm not a huge fan of it right now. I think it's boring as shit. And yeah, it needs to change very quickly. Because this is getting very, very annoying and boring as shit. But anyway, guys, at this time, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great night.